Hi guys, Anne here again. So, continuing on with our twisty journey, I am going to show you how to do a different kind of ribbon cane. So this one will have 3 different colors on it. It's going to have one face is going to be one color, the other face will be a different color, and then around the center we're going to add a 3rd color. Alrighty, so what we're going to do, we'll need a couple of tools for this one. We'll need our parallel mashers, our nippers again, and potentially you'll want a handheld marker. You're going to need your punties, as always, whatever those may be, your glass or your whatever mandrels you like to use. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to start with white on one side, black on the other side, and yellow around the center. Okay, so I'll show you how I do that. And this is going to be a ribbon cane, which means that it's going to have a lot of clear on it, so you'll need some rods of clear as well. So I just made a slightly larger than a pea sized gather on the end of my mandrel, and I'm going to flatten it a little. Okay, so now I have a pancake. It's not super thin, but it's pretty thin because I'm going to add now the black on one side of it. This happens to be intense black, but that's because that's what happened to be hanging around my desk. I tend towards Hades, but any intense type black is going to work for twisties. If you go with just plain effetre black, or whatever, you're going to end up with purple. It will not stay black when you pull it out. So now I have a pancake with black on one side, white on the other side. And I'm going to heat up that black so that I don't have any potential spots for air bubbles to collect. I'm going to flatten it out with my parallel mashers. So now I have a flat white pancake on one side and a flat black on the other side. And where those two meet, all the way around the perimeter, I'm going to add yellow. So up at the top and all along that edge down till it touches that mandrel on the bottom. Okay? And then go to the other side and up at the top and then all the way down until it touches that mandrel. So now I've got a ring of yellow all the way around my black and my white. Now comes the clear. So what you want to make sure that you're doing is you heat up. You can choose one face at a time. That's usually the best way to do this, is one face at a time. Heat up and make sure that that yellow doesn't have any crease between it and the color. So if you leave a crease there, then it's just asking for an air bubble. Okay, and then use your parallel masher to mash it down. Now with my clear, I'm going to do the same thing I just did with my yellow. I'm going to go over that yellow edge because I don't want the yellow to bleed out of my twisty. And if I do this one first, then I know for sure that I won't forget it or think that I've covered it when I do my swiping. So there we go. It's just got a line of clear around there. Now I'm going to fill in each face of this pancake paddle that I've got going with hopefully close to the same amount of clear glass so that my ribbon stays in the middle of my twisty. If you added more glass to one side than the other side, your twisty ribbon on the inside will be more towards one side than the other side. That's the reason that you add the same amount of glass. Alright, so I do one layer of the clear on one side, and then I flip it over and I try and put the same amount of swipes of clear on the other side. And I do that until I have roughly a sphere shape, roundish, sphere-ish. And if I have a whole lot of divots in between, sometimes I'll flatten out in between swipes, swiping layers, but I didn't have too big of gaps here, so I'm not too worried about adding air bubbles here. And again, I'm getting this clear pretty hot so that it is laying itself flat. It's not got a whole lot of creases and divots in between. If you tend to work cool, then you're going to want to take that second to put enough heat in there so that it'll all even out on each side, so you're not adding potential air bubbles in there. Okay, so it could use a few more lines of clear. I'm just going to make myself a longer piece of clear here by adding two of them together. I work with clear a lot, so I have lots of little shorts of clear. I'm trying to behave myself since it's not cheap. I use the Zephyr, double helix Zephyr clear, so it's not like it's cheap clear. So I like to not be wasteful, but I fear I'm not real good at using up all my shorts. Alright, one more layer here and then we'll be ready to do our twisting and pulling. Alright, so you can see that now. Looks like a round circle. I'm going to get my other punty here and let it pop off what was left on it. I'm going to heat this end so that I can put my punty into it. So I heat my punty and I heat that end. And once they're both nice and hot, I just shove it in the center there, go up, go down, go side to side, and that grabs all of the clear. And now I'm going to heat this glob up. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my outer flame so that I can heat it up faster. And when I'm heating them up, I like to go at it from all the different angles, so I move my arms around, heat it up from one end, heat it up from the other end. It really does speed up the heating process. Try and get it in the center here. Now if you see during this process while you're heating it up, you see a big old bubble, If it's just a fairly small one, what you want to do is to heat it up so it becomes a round bubble. And when you're pulling it out, as long as it's not ginormous, it's not going to really affect your end product. A lot of times the bubbles will, what we say, walk to one end or the other, and that's where you might have some problem with it. But as long as it's rounded up, you're probably going to be able to pull it out thin enough that it's not going to affect you in the long run. Alright, so this is nice and hot. I can feel it. I'm going to do my in and out. It feels like it's all going in and out at the same speed. Maybe a little slower on this one end, so I'm going to make sure I heat up that end and just heat up the whole thing again. I go to the push it in, pull it out, push it in, pull it out. It's doing great. It's not too soft and soggy in the middle. And then I can start twisting and pulling. Now you see how slow I'm pulling. I don't want a super skinny one for this one. So I'm pulling kind of slow, and I'm twisting and twisting and twisting until it won't let me twist anymore. And when it's to that point when I can't twist anymore, then I stop. That's what I've got. Okay, it's not super long, it's not super short, it's nice and fat, so it's exactly what I want. If you want it to be skinnier, you pull faster. Okay, and I'll show you all of the ones that I've made as pictures before each video so that you'll be able to see them. And then next month, we're going to work on what do you do with all of these beautiful twisties that you pulled. So I hope you have fun making twisties this month, and next month we will figure out what to do with them. So thanks for watching. Bye.